But tonight I got this precious moment. And now I know. This was joy.
Hey, let's pause this because we got something to unpack before we can move on.
I never wanted my son to look outside of his home for a role model. So that expectation, I don't like expectation, but I've placed my expectation on myself for that for so long. That's kind of ingrained. And trying to reach that.
Most men want a woman that's not easily accessed, but they're okay with entertaining a woman that's an OnlyFans model or got a 200K on Instagram.
We have the case of Kim Kardashian, right? Her kid went on Roblox and it went into the wrong server. Somehow they got a hold of her sex tape in Roblox.
Do you tell your kid at a certain age that you've done this?
Absolutely. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the rawest corner of the culture.
Yes, sir.
Where fitness meets fashion, money meets mindset. We all got something going on.
We all got something going on.
We're back. Another episode, another week. Episode 11.
Episode 11.
Jeff was 10.
Yes.
Jeff was 10, yes.
Yeah, it was Jeff, that was a good pod, man.
It was a great pod.
Great pod.
I was surprised that it got to the level of emotions that it got.
Yeah. And you know, exactly, bro.
Love that.
And when I spoke to him after, he said he had the same thing. He said, dude, I don't know what it is, but y'all had me emotional.
Even Jazzy said it's therapeutic. You know,
I was going to say the same thing. The same thing happened with Jassy.
Yeah.
he said it's therapeutic.
So I don't know. Are we scared? Are we going to be scaring the guests and they're not gonna want to sit down?
Man, hey, nobody should be scared of a little bit of therapy, bro.
I think when you walk into this space, you feel you can relax.
Yeah.
It's a little feng shui.
Hey,
That's what it is. It's a safe space.
well, we did again setting the pace. We did tell Jeff that the idea was not really necessarily double down on his knowledge for entrepreneurship and all of that, but to humanize him and to actually learn what he is and who he is more as a person. And then we got the pleasure to actually extract that. So if you guys have not watched it, make sure, do yourself a favor, go watch episode 10. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we just we're creating a space where it's okay to be human. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Too much pressure, too much expectation.
That's the thing. It's like society just, especially in this social culture, there's so much pressure to live up to like a certain standard, right? And it's like
persona.
Yeah.
There's a persona online. You know, when you get in these types of situations, you feel like you got to live up to those personas because that's what you portray.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like when you come here, you can kind of let loose a little bit. You know what I mean? You still have your persona, but you can tone it down a little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's cool.
I think we're a place where you kind of find balance in this hustle culture, right? Because I'll tell you the truth. Like we spoke candidly before the pod, and I was talking about how this week, and we spoke about it yesterday too when we were texting, I've been so locked in, but it's been like nothing that's really super important. Well, it is. Yeah. It's like little life things. And I've been so busy hustling through that. Yeah. It's like I haven't found the balance. Bro, I haven't posted in like 2-3 days. You know what I'm saying?
And that's rare of you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's super rare of me. So it's like just a toxic hustle culture because even I feel the pressure to post and it makes it even worse because then I don't want to post.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm. And that's the beauty of creating the systems. So when you don't feel like posting, it'll post for you. You know, we live in a time where we do have operating systems, even within the platforms that we use that allow you to schedule out your posts. Yeah. You know what I mean? So helping us and allowing us to, those days when we're sick or those days we need a little PTO from our own business, we can do that in our businesses and our brands still run autonomously. That's the word, autonomously.
Hey, we made a virality, so anytime I type that thing in, bro, it's like, oh,
that's not a word. Is that not a word?
I don't think so, bro.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that. But anyways, but it allows you to do it, allows it to run yourself, run itself, and that's why when we do talk about hustle culture, and when we're young, I feel like hustling was like a trophy. Like, yeah, I'm hustling all day, all night. I'm staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, grinding my fucking face off and trying to get it done type shit. Now we got older, bro. I love my sleep. But it's cool and it's interesting now because with the wellness economy on its uproar and growing, the need for sleep and recovery is becoming very popular. And I think that's really cool to see.
Well, I think it's always been popular. I think a different light is being shined on it because of the rays of wellness and everything. Yeah. But honestly, I don't remember who it was. It was probably like a Jeff Bezos or something. And, or maybe it was Elon. It was somebody. And I remember the quote of them saying, like, I see everybody's daily schedule, and they talking about they waking up at 5. It's like, I don't wake up till 9 or 10. You know what I mean? I think people feel like they have this mindset that if they wake up and they get more hours in the day, they can accomplish more, but the opportunity always isn't there. Personally, I feel as if it's more about taking advantage of opportunities that you have and expanding on that than trying to squeeze a little bit extra.
Yeah.
But see, again, like sometimes you're so unprepared that you don't even realize that the opportunities are there for you.
I agree.
Agreed.
I agree.
You know what I mean? This morning I was listening to a podcast with Kevin and Larry, and he was talking about how he used to coach Steve Jobs. And he is talking about signal versus noise.
Okay.
And he says your signal is the amount of work you get done, and the noise is the amount of other small little shit that distracts you.
Yes.
Right.
So it just circles back to what it is that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, that's strong. What is it that you're truly doing? Or you truly, sure, you have all these hours, but is it all noise? Or is it signal?
That's like when people say they're busy. I'm like, are you busy or are you productive? Which one are you?
Yeah.
There you go.
And
there's a big difference between the two.
That's why I had to be honest when I was like, I've been busy. But it's like,
yeah,
I haven't been busy on anything that's like moved me extremely forward. It hasn't moved the needle in my goals.
Yes.
But it's been things in life that's had to be taken care of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta be honest with yourself about it.
You have to. That's the big thing is the honesty and the self-awareness to know that like, yo, like, yeah, I have this, that, or the third, but like, how much did it move the needle forward?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Are these IPAs? Are these income producing activities? Are these are these wellness producing activities? Is this making me better? You know what I mean, or is it again just fucking noise?
Yeah,
and I think finding that is what separates the hustle culture from the productive culture.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because again. I'm all for like working your ass off. You know what I mean? If you got to put in the hours to do what you need to do, and you're getting things done, then that's awesome.
Yes.
But if you're not, if you're just
I see where you're going.
Putting those hours in just to put those hours in,
well,
just to say you're hustling.
That's exactly. So that's when it becomes toxic, and that's where I wanted to break it back. I'm a big believer, and I've always said it out loud. My family, when I say my family, I mean exactly my wife and my kids. They're the ones that keep me grounded. Because if I was single, I would just be probably another Hermosi, because I enjoy the fuck out of everything that I do, bro. The people that, like, it definitely, I enjoy talking to my clients and getting back to them and answering the text message. I fucking enjoy it. And sitting down with my team, and sometimes it's not, you try to always make it as enjoyable as possible, but sometimes you have to be hard, and that's just the reality.
Yeah.
But if you are just staying up till 3 a.m, bullshitting around, and then just to wait and take a picture of your clock saying that you are hustling, come on, man, get real with you.
100%.
And I think even Hormozi talks about just optimizing that time.
Yeah.
He doesn't just dive in and do that just because. And I think that's just kind of a waste, because ultimately you should be saving that requirement for when it's necessary, not every night. Unless it's required every night, depending on like entrepreneurs,
your workload, and what you're trying to do. If you're a one-man team, that's when delegation comes in. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's when building a team and stuff like that. I had a question before we go into that. Do you believe? See, this is one question I love: is do you believe in order to be successful, like do you need balance? Like, do you need balance in all areas?
It doesn't exist.
No,
I don't. Thank you. I don't. My personal opinion, I don't think balance works if you want to get to the next level.
You're just either with someone that understands or he doesn't.
So no. Okay, so let's break this down because I hate generalizations, right?
Yeah.
So I think when people think balance, they think 50-50. Equal break between everything. But that's not balance.
Yeah.
Because balance can be 10% here, 60% here, so on and so forth, right?
That's valid.
I guess it really depends on how you balance it.
It's the balance is
what
dictates how your life is.
I like that, actually.
I do like that. I never thought about it. I never thought about it like
it's like you're always balancing. It just really depends on how you decide to pivot the scale.
Yeah.
Because what the priority of the balance is.
Well, even outside of that, you have to learn to balance and sacrifice.
I mean, but at the end of the day, really, bro, if you're talking about entrepreneurship is just full of sacrifices, and that's just the sad reality.
It is, but
it's hard for me to believe balance exists if you really if you really want to take it to the next level and get there, because you're competing against so many people. So you're going against the guy who says, "Yeah, okay, maybe you're balancing this and that. I'm going all the way the fuck in," and now. Your competition, and at the end of the day, there's always gonna be competition. You have your own road, but you're competing for a market share.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So it's like, fuck, bro. While I'm balancing this and that, even if it's 70-30 or 80-20, this motherfucker is going all in, bro.
Well, that's the beauty of life, right?
Yeah.
Because at that point, you understand you have to sacrifice balance until you can get back to balance.
At what point do you balance if you're never satisfied?
Depends on what your life is. But if you're never
satisfied, I just think the whole idea of balance is a social construct, and each operates in its own paradigm, to be honest. Because, I mean, like, look at Elon Musk. He's been able to attain the kind of success, again, because he is 100% signal.
Yeah.
All the systems are built. All the processes are there. He sleeps even at the fucking office if he has to. That's why, on top of that, the price that he pays before, more than likely he got a coach or some shit, because his social skills, they pivoted. They lacked massively, and he was a very awkward person in public. And even still right now. He's still a little awkward, but that's the prices that you have to pay. So.
Well, let's take the Elon. I know the world hates Elon right now. I don't know how people feel.
It's weird, man. They loved him 2 years ago, and
it's just what was that word is. I don't know how I feel. I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent towards most people. But let's take the example of Elon, right?
Yeah.
Elon had to sacrifice until he can build a team to automate everything, and then build his balance. And then occasionally, if he has to sleep at the office to sacrifice, that's the sacrifice he makes. So, and that's what I mean, right? I feel like life is a constant battle between sacrificing and finding the balance of where you're at in the moment.
What kind of balance do you believe Elon Musk has in his life?
I think Elon loves business. I think Elon loves education and being smarter. I think Elon loves controversy. And I don't know Elon on a personal level, but he does cater to his friendships when he's in them, whether it be a lot of controversial characters.
Yeah.
Kanye West, president.
I feel like low key he's trying to be like a life meme.
I think so, but like the dude, he, even when running his businesses, he balances them all. So all of these things are balanced.
Yeah.
But now let's say SpaceX has a higher requirement. Okay, I'm going to sacrifice some of that balance to now focus on this project.
It just really depends. When it comes to the whole balancing situation, I just believe it depends, like, what your goals are, how deep you're trying to go. You know what I mean? Like, what your expectations are, your sacrifices, and all of that shit in between. Because, for example, I know there is a sacrifice that comes with having a family, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you just find the balance in that. I think my biggest thing is, I'll say it this way. Like I said, I hate generalizations. I hate them because I think they're pointless.
Yeah.
I think balance is one of those terms that people believe there's a social understanding of doing everything equally.
Yeah.
That's not balance. balance is whatever fits where you're at.
That was a good point you
in
made.
life.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I had this thought the other day. I'm truly a free thinker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I'm more of a free thinker than most, because most people say they're a free thinker and then it's just because they believe in X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly believe everyone can think any way they want, and that's okay. And I think that's free thinking, right?
Yeah.
And in that, it makes me hate the generalizations. Like, girl, men ain't shit. Okay, well, that means your uncle, your brother, your cousin, your grandpa.
No, I hate him too. I hate him too.
You know what I'm saying? Or like the term like, oh, you can't trust women. Okay, that means you can't trust your mom, your sister, your auntie, your cousin. It's like those generals, they just don't work for me. And I just hate that.
Same. You know what's funny is I watched an interview about successful people. I forgot who it was. And there was actually a woman, and she stated that like 90% or 95% of successful people have narcissistic behavior.
Yes.
We throw the word narcissism around so much as a negative term, but when it comes to success, like, what do you think, like, how do you feel about that? When the word narcissism, because this is like 98%. It's like almost like a delusion almost.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to take my yes back, because I also hate the word narcissism.
Save.
I don't feel like anybody really understands what it means.
Bro, that's fucking facts, bro.
I was about to ask you, next time you should ask the person telling you that, it's like, you know what? Enlighten me. What is narcissism?
Yeah.
And then see what the fuck they say, because the majority of them, they just listen to social media.
Yeah.
They don't do no fucking background, and they just try to follow a trend to keep up with their fucking friends.
Exactly. I feel like in this space, when it comes to shit like that. Like,
before we do that, let's talk about someone look on their phone. By definition,
Steve,
what
is the definition?
I already did it. So it says narcissistic, having an excessive or erotic interest in oneself and one's physical appearance. Hold on. In the context of personality, a narcissist is someone who exhibits a pattern of behaviors characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need of excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and lack of empathy. While everyone experiences some narcissistic traits from time to time, true narcissism involves these traits being a problematic pattern in their lives.
Well, I think people tend to use that word because they're unhappy with decisions that they've made, so they want to define somebody.
Yeah.
So they call them a narcissist. But a true narcissist is someone, and this has always been my understanding of it. Mm-hmm. A true narcissist is someone who believes and loves himself so much, it's fuck everything and anyone else. It's all about me.
Yeah.
Now, if you were dealing with a manipulator.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Oh, yeah, no.
Very big difference.
Big difference.
Narcissistic, again, is like, no. Mm-hmm. My opinion is the only one that matters.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you went through that? Well, I went through something way worse than that. Yeah. And, no, don't do this. Let's go ahead and just do it myself. And then on top of that, they make you feel as the shittiest person ever.
Yes.
And then in reality is like, well, then they start fucking emotionally with the other person on the other end, and then that end receiving is like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and I think as of the last couple years, people have all become clinicians.
Everybody got a motherfucking opinion.
Licensed. Chat GPT.
I was about to ask you, do you believe that's a Chat GPT situation?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I saw this thing the other day, and somebody said, be prepared because your future doctor is currently cheating his way.
Yo, that's some real shit.
And it's like, but people also got to understand that Chat GPT not only takes real definitions for things, but it takes what it culminates from the internet to create a definition. So you have to be very careful.
Yes, man. But when you see things, for example, the other day I came across this post and it said, GPT finally solved the medical problem that no doctor has been able to solve in 10 years. Then that's when you start wondering, is like, then what the fuck are all these professionals doing? And you're talking about
what y'all been doing
I can tell you, because in my career field, the same things happen. Now, when I don't want to give too much away because I don't like talking about what I do, when a product is made, right, and it's a very successful product,
Mm-hmm.
and it's doing everything it's supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
and even better, right? After a while, you know, everything has its bugs. The bugs get worked out, but, you know, it's a tough process to go through. Then another product is made, same company, new team of developers or engineers, whatever you may call them. But they see all the issues you had with the first one, and they're like, hey, we're not taking any of your information, even though it's a similar platform or similar idea. We're not taking any of your information because we don't want to deal with what you had going on, the issues you had, and we just don't like you. You know what I'm saying? And the bias in that ultimately holds us back in departments like technology, medicine, politics, you know, hold us back in those worlds. So when you have an unbiased system like a GPT that's only collecting data and putting it together to analyze it,
You remove the middleman
you
and all
remove
manipulation of human
any
behavior.
emotional bias. Yeah,
100%.
and that's why I'm a fan of GPT. But also make sure you do your research.
You have to.
People get too wrapped up in fantasy worlds, man. It's
Yeah.
very tragic. There was this kid that created an avatar
Mhm.
and made it like a love bot. And they were just
It's the
love
future.
chatting. Yeah, I think it was like a 16, 17-year-old kid from high school or something like that. And I don't know exactly what the conversation was. I think it enticed the kid to off himself, and the kid did.
What?
That's a deep world. I don't know if you guys are familiar. What service made a chatbot? There was a chatbot that was put on Twitter, and this was years ago. This was, I think, around the inception of GPT or maybe before it. And it was put on Twitter, and it was made to collect the conversations that it had and develop its own personality.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, Twitterverse, Xverse, whatever you want to call it, people start trolling this thing and feeding it all types of stuff. Well, the bot became a racist bigot. Bro, no bull. Bot went crazy, off the rails, posting like all types of, they had to shut it down. But then doesn't that tell you something about human behavior?
100%. Because
Exactly.
they're human are sharing the shit that they don't want to say out loud, but someone else said it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, let me share it. You feel me?
Exactly, right?
Oh my
So it's like,
goodness.
in the case of this kid, I'd imagine like this, if he's creating an AI, it's open to the world. You know what I mean?
So is the world, is the population going to decrease because men are going to start having relationships with bots, and then there will be no reproduction?
No, man. Like, for example, right now it's actually currently happening. I don't know the exact data, but something that happened was first time in history where 18 to 30-year-old, that whole gap, they're not having sex.
Yes.
80% of them. Because of the expectations on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, males, they have access, like the pornography addiction.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you want to go down the rabbit hole, again, it's the expectation now that a 15, 16, 17-year-old is having is, I have access to OnlyFans models, and then if this dude, a Marlin or a King 8 or some shit where all these beautiful girls go up to them, they're having those expectations. It's like, no, man, you're not the model looking like.
Yeah.
You may be, but again, they have certain auras that you can't teach.
Yeah.
And then girls, they have the same expectations. They expect the 6'8" foot guy that is an athlete build.
The 1%.
And the 1% of the 1%, bro.
Yeah.
Because they also want them to have a six-figure salary, and they want them to stay home.
Have a yacht in Miami.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
So
saying.
I'm going to ask this because you bring up like Marlin, right? And even when you say like aura, you know, a big thing in the streamer culture right now is aura farming or clip farming, all that stuff. Would you guys say streamer culture is destroying real life? Or let's go even further. Social media culture, online culture.
Man, the hyper connectivity that we have going on, it's ridiculous, man. The other day, my wife gifted me a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Blue for my birthday.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I decided to just play for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
and I just went to my backyard, turned it on, kicked back, put the phone on D&D, and then just completely unplugged, man. And then it got me realizing, man, I miss the days where connectivity needed to be intentional.
Yeah.
And now everybody's just trying to keep up with the Joneses and trying to see who's doing better and whatnot. It's a shame.
Yeah, you
I do
because
think
of online culture.
Yeah, I think online is, as much as I love social media and what you can do with it, I do think it's skewing people's perception of reality.
Yeah,
and people are getting to a point where they're like, "Oh, perception is reality." So now they're trying to do things to make it seem like, this is who they are and what they do, and it's like like I said, bro. I tell people it causes people depression. Because you're trying to keep up so much that you start to lose yourself and who you really are in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do think it's like the comparison, bro. You want to compare yourself to another 21-year-old or another, 21-year-old. One 21-year-old has a Lambo.
Yeah.
Another one that, has a fucking Corolla, and you think you suck at life. You're not doing what you're supposed to do because this person is saying, fuck your job. You need to do this and this and that or the third. And you're sitting here like, bro, but my bills are paid. I got a Corolla, you know what I'm saying? I got a nice crib. I got I got a home, you know what I mean? But this guy has a Lambo. We don't know how he is leased, whatever. Yes. I mean, there's people, obviously there's more ambitious people than there are other ones. But when you're looking at life and where you want to go, obviously you're not satisfied with your Corolla. Yeah. I mean, at a young age, 95% of people aren't satisfied. They want more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just like it's ruining, people's like self-worth, I feel like. You know what I mean? Especially for young women, bro. I think it's even worse for young women, bro.
Yes.
It's even worse for young women because they're like, because they're just looking at these women like, and the amount of face tuning and I can't even, not even, men do this shit too. They face tune to add their fucking photos and videos and shit. I followed the guru, right? And I went to his page and I'm looking at his video. I'm like,
he's good.
Holy shit, bro. Like, there's a lot of people fucking like really altering like what their body looks like, bro. People,
big, famous.
Yeah, bro. And I'm like, I could never in my life go to a picture and make my waist look smaller, make my arms look bigger. Bro, I might throw like a little filter on my shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not
color grading. That's it.
Yeah, I'm color grading. I would never adjust how I look to be like
more volume.
Yes,
and all
bro.
Of that, yes.
Like that is mind blowing. And like you said, these are big fucking name peoples, bro. And obviously regular. So the big name people are doing it. Imagine how many other regular people are just doing it. And it's just sitting that sense of like false. It's just not real, bro.
Yeah.
And like, think about a little girl, 16, 15 years old. They're just hitting puberty. You know what I mean? They're going through, girls are hitting puberty at like 11, 12.
It's good that we're bringing this to light, to be honest, because if you really think about it, right, people are always looking at the end result of what everybody is doing, right? They're shaping tomorrow's future realistically.
Absolutely.
And indirectly. Indirectly.
I don't think it's indirectly, though.
Well,
subconsciously.
No, it's got to be indirectly in terms of, for example, they know what they're doing to themselves, and they're not really quite thinking of the future outcome of what's to come in the big scheme of things. If that makes sense.
I see what you're saying, but I would challenge that.
Okay.
Because I don't think everything is just done for. A lot of it is done for public perception. I think a lot of it, especially like when it comes to like, I don't know, musicians or actors and stuff like that, it's to be appealing, to be able to be more attractive and have more people want them on screen, want their music, want to be like them, want their merch. I don't think it's always indirect. I think a lot of times it's by design.
But so yes, I agree with that. It's by design for the right now. We're talking about what it is that they're doing, how they're setting false expectations for the common user. That's why it's so important for us that we decide to step in public and set the true expectation of what's truly going out there. Because people need to hear that a lot of the things that are going on in social media, they're fake, just like Hollywood.
Yeah. And I think T had a great point. Like, we really have to look at our young women, because I think for a man, social media is a little different. Like it makes you want more. Yeah. Because as a man, like, you're expected financially to have. Yeah. And I think women experience that too. So I don't want to take anything away from them, but I think the biggest struggle or biggest pain point with it is women are sexualized and they're expected to have a certain look.
Mm-hmm.
So things like harmful things. I mean, anorexia, bulimia, those are things that come out of that. Severe addiction to plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm. You know what's wild? You know what's funny is that when you say that is that it's easier for women to go viral and build a following than it is for a man to do it, but yet the expectations and the mindset that it instills is completely different too. It's like it's two extremes. You know what I mean?
I would love to have a professional, maybe like a psychologist or someone that knows this whole topic that could enlighten us with true data and what's going on. Because I mean, we're not looking who to point fingers to and who to blame.
No, never.
But for example, right, it's the girls that are on top are doing these things because the expectation of society in itself, for example, majority would be male, right? Which says a whole lot, do better men. They have this expectations of this hyper sexualized image of a female.
Yes.
And then they have to keep up with that, right? Which trickles all the way down to like little girls trying to follow the trend.
But the sad part of it is I don't think a lot of women realize that may be a fantasy for men.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if you are that woman, you probably won't stay around. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be fair. Like, men are in a state where most men, especially when you look at the toxic masculinity, they want a woman that's not easily accessed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just a state. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I don't care. Whatever works for my life, and that's it.
Right.
But the case right now is most men want a woman that's not easily accessed, but they're okay with entertaining a woman that's an OnlyFans model or got of 200K on Instagram.
It's like a matter of lust.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's right? Lust because that lust goes. I mean, post-nut clarity is a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
What's the oldest career in history?
What's up?
What's the oldest career in history?
Prostitution, isn't it?
My man.
Yeah.
You know your history. Yes, sir. Prostitution.
Yeah, we go deep.
That's why I love it, bro. That's why lust, pornography, all of those fields, they thrive.
Yeah, they're always fun.
You want to know a fun fact?
Drop it.
You know, we got all these pictures of people in like beginning of the U.S. or like UK and stuff like that. And they got powdered wigs.
Powdered wigs?
Powdered wigs, the white wigs.
Yeah.
Like you know why they actually wore that?
I learned something new today.
Prostitution.
Really?
Yes, they were getting STDs. I don't remember what's the name of it. I learned this actually when I was in Europe. And it causes like rashes on your head.
Yeah.
And causes you to lose your hair.
Like alopecia or something? Well, I mean, but on the sexual side?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I challenge anyone to tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I learned this in Europe.
All right, Chad, you already heard him. Drop into the comments. Is it true that what he's saying? Because it's the first time I hear that, man.
They'd shave their head and they'd have to put powder on it because of the sores. Put the wig over it. That's why it was a sign of wealth, because the wealthy people had the same prostitutes.
Oh.
Okay, now that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Now that makes sense. I was trying to
tie it all together.
I was trying to tie it up. Yeah.
See? But nonetheless, I think it's sad that that's glorified, and you have so many women that are doing so great in the business world and successful, and they're great role models.
I love it.
They're not highlighted.
But the thing is, I think right now, they're being highlighted a lot more. Because I feel like they're being highlighted a lot more because I think social media has given them a voice and allowed them to like really, especially like in sales and stuff like that. Because we've talked about that before. That women are just, I would hire a women's sales team over a men's sales team any day. And I feel like now people are starting to realize that, and now I feel like companies are starting to look for, because there's companies who look like, I want a woman closer.
Oh, bro.
You know what I mean?
I know a couple.
There's
closers that
and it's going to get
lethal.
I think it's going to evolve even more. And as the social media rise of these women in their businesses, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because they're finding different ways to make money without showing their bodies.
Yeah,
and having to be promiscuous.
But I mean, like for example, I believe, and I may be hella wrong. Who knows? I may be get rostered right now. the easy access to females to get sexualized, it's pretty much almost the same deal as if a man was to deal drugs. It's easy money. They do it just because of how quick the turnaround can be done. A lot of people lack the motivation to learn the skills to become a close. Oh no, I don't talk to people like that, and they just block themselves realistically, and they just opt in for the quick, easy fix.
I wonder how many fathers are present amongst daughters and boys. You know what I mean? Because, maybe, I don't know, maybe it could be a sense of validation, you know what I mean, from a man, whether, you know what I mean, if to purchase these things, like, okay, this person thinks I'm pretty. I've never been told I was pretty before. I never told, you know what I mean?
There's got to be a correlation.
There has to be a little bit correlation. That's what I'm wondering. Like,
man, we got to do research and see who here in Phoenix, in the professional level, we could invite and have them sit down.
I think that'd be a beautiful conversation.
I think it would be a good conversation.
Yeah,
too.
Just go ahead and give them a thumbs up if you think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
because and there's also people who do it to get the bread and then to invest in their own businesses. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard. It's generalization. It's hard to say, you know what I mean? Like what a woman would do XYZ for to get XYZ result. You know what I mean? I just think the people who stay in it forever, it's like what are you getting besides easy cash? Like
I don't think it's a forever thing. I think it's funny because I had this conversation last night with a couple of coworkers, and we talked about people just get greedy and forget that they should have an exit plan.
Yeah.
I agree.
But even with an exit plan, man, that's why, again, I often refer to your digital footprint. It doesn't matter how many lawyers you pay to take shit down and whatnot. There's always going to be that dude saving shit.
I don't think that matters in today's days and age, though.
I'm saying, like, in cases they're worried. Like, I understand the girl that may say, I'm just doing it to get my quick bag, and then I'm just going to disappear and then go legit. It's like, okay, sure. But if you're going legit, number one is because you're already feeling some type of way and you know that it's not right.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. I think especially you gotta look at the mindset of today's day and age. Like OnlyFans is such an acceptable thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's so acceptable for a woman to have link in bio and have an OnlyFans, or I don't want to say
I wouldn't use the word acceptable. But
it's accepted.
I wouldn't say the word acceptable.
It's more loosely accepted than it was before because it's just that people are just promoting their bodies and everything. It's just like you see it so often.
I'm sorry, but I gotta say, I would say the proper word for me at least would be expected.
I can't. And that may be
not accepted. Not accepted.
No.
So if you see a pretty girl, do you expect her to have an OnlyFans?
Me personally, not necessarily, but I'm not going to lie that I'm not going to go look for her online and see who she is.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. Digital footprint.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing is like, so where I'm going with this is like, no matter which way you spin it, today's social norm is it is accepted to have an OnlyFans. It's like, oh, well, that's just an OnlyFans girl.
Yeah, I like when I see OnlyFans, if I see someone, I'm like, I don't think of it as like you're a bad person. You know what I mean? I just like,
well, no, but we never said a bad person.
Yeah, no, yeah,
that, right?
That's
the connotation that like that people not necessarily a bad person, but it's like a you'll do anything for money type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, basically. You know what I'm saying?
But this is the thing, right? It's like because of that, it's become socially acceptable for people to subscribe and pay the money and buy their videos and this and that. Like there are people making hundreds of thousands, millions, billions of dollars in OnlyFans, but they understand like, dude, your body can only go so far. You've only have this prime of being this attractive and being this marketable, if you will. For
I can't even
so
say that,
long.
bro. There's fucking plastic surgery, bro. People are looking young as shit.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at Sofia Vergara, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's where the exit plan comes into play, because people think. Some people don't want to be in it forever. They're there to make the quick buck, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And if you're making that type of money, your exit plan does not ever have to be working for someone ever again. Your exit plan is specifically like, I'm going to start a business.
And you can put your money in a high yield savings fucking account and then fucking let that interest collect, bro. And then you'll be good for life, especially if you're making millions.
Yeah. So essentially that digital footprint doesn't even matter.
Yeah, because
It doesn't matter.
Because you're not looking for an employer, you're not looking for an investor, you're not looking because now.
No, I say your digital footprint, not necessarily just for the matter of getting a sake of a job or anything like that. It's what's going to hunt you, right? If you worry about your image, if you worry about your kids being online.
That's my thing.
For example, we have the
that.
case of Kim Kardashian, right? Her kid went on Roblox and it went into the wrong server. Somehow they got a hold of her sex tape in Roblox. And then she goes down the whole hill of like, oh my God, and la da da. So imagine how long ago was that?
I mean,
that her kid in some random, and I mean, sure, she's famous and all of that. But imagine her kid found mom in some random server performing with Ray J.
Question. So now on that topic, do you think if you do, I mean, I can't really speak for, So do you tell your kid at a certain age that you've done this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you set up a time.
Damn, man,
that's a fucking tough conversation.
Oh, absolutely,
man,
absolutely.
Bro.
Because if
to me, there's no question on that.
Yeah, I feel like you have to too.
No, you'll have to be transparent.
You have to be transparent, because you don't want to hide things from your kids. You know what I'm saying? Especially something like that, and you don't want them to hear it from somebody else. Like
they're gonna deal with it.
Yeah, it's got to be a must.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, I'd rather that a child would be like, okay, bet I know this already, and if some kid wants to make fun of you for it, be like, well, you're not telling me something.
Nah, but still, man, like really think about it, dude. Like, a what age? Right? Like, I think this kid was like 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, to me, that would be super early to introduce some kind of breaking news of that caliber. You see what I'm saying?
So.
But how early do you introduce that is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna be completely transparent in my opinion. I think there's no age that's really too early.
Okay.
Only because
kids are learning at a different way more advanced rate too.
Like dude, grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Even early 2000s, the internet was not what it is today.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So it's like, at what point would you rather protect your child and have them informed and in the know and under your supervision than allow them to learn on the internet from some weirdo?
Yeah. Because I remember back in the day, we couldn't watch, my parents like rated R movies. Like that was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My parents didn't care though. You know what I mean? I watched rated R.
Now it's on Disney.
Bro. Now it's like you can find it whether you like it or not. There's gonna be sneak little ads. There's there's IP.
YouTube kids, bro.
Yeah, bro. There's gonna be the kids are gonna get exposed to shit whether we like it or not. So I do agree with you. Like, but is that like 6, 7? What's that?
No, I mean realistically,
it's a tough conversation.
Once they have, I guess, more of a solid understanding. For example, I've started noticing that my oldest, my baby, she started having more sense of everything that was going around and the things that dad does and what mom does. Probably when she was during her second grade, about midterm. How old is that? She was about maybe 7.5, 8.
8, yeah.
My son's 5.
My daughter's going to first.
My son's 5, and he's very aware of a lot of shit.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, my daughter's vocabulary and her understanding of the world. Sometimes I look at her like she's 6, dude. Like
he understands context and shit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Bro?
So I'm not. There's levels, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you're starting noticing, but I mean it more in the term of, I don't even want to say adult, but they realize, like, I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest.
It's hard.
It's weird. Yes, because I do get, because I have my 6.5, 7-year-old, and when she was 5, 6, I would see her as well. I'm like, man, you're smart as fuck. Like, I don't know.
Using words like ironically and like, I'm like, bro, what? Like, like why do you even know shit like this?
So I got the puppy.
Yeah.
Right? And in her house, they have 2 dogs. Younger dog, older dog. And, I told my daughter, I was like, yeah, like when the puppy gets all his shots, we'll take him and play with the dogs. She was like, well, these dogs are older than him. Having him fight or having him play with a 3-year-old dog, that's aggressive, Daddy. I'm like,
aggressive.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, she's 6. What do you like?
Yeah.
Where is this context coming from? Usually a kid will be like, oh yeah, bring all the puppies around. Let's have fun.
Right.
And that's to the point of, I think it depends on the development of your child, and it depends on how you are as a parent and the world that they are in, the community and the network that you have them a part of. That's when you make that decision. So it could be, and it sucks. It's a taboo topic. I don't want to say it sucks, but it's just a taboo topic and people don't want to adjust to the new norms. But it could be 6 or 7.
So does that mean so for a child, does that shape how they perceive you?
Oh man.
Honestly,
I could tell you, man. I remember my baby again, 5, 6, and I'm pretty religious about going to the gym. It's just my habit, and yeah, sure. Sometimes I go maybe 4 days without going, and it fucking kills me. But it's reality, right?
Yeah.
But regardless, I always try to be consistent. Every time I would come back from the gym, she would tell me, "It's like, Daddy, you're strong," and she would like grab me by the bicep, and she sees the consistency, and then all of a sudden I get surprised, and she drops down on the floor and starts doing like push-ups, because there was a time where I was doing a whole lot of like jumping rope and push-ups and cold plunging outside, and she started doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So, bro, they watch absolutely everything that you do,
and the level of access is just. Because it's not just you.
Yeah.
They watch everything. You know what I'm saying? And like we all know, kids, like during your childhood, that's when your brain is most open. You're a sponge, you're accepting everything. So it's like, it's just one of those things. And I think parenting in the digital age
it's so hard.
Probably the toughest amount of parenting
hard
that there has ever been.
Oh my God.
And I think, and this is from my own personal opinion and my personal experience, when you're trying to put a lid on it, it only makes it harder.
Yes.
You're transparent and honest about it. It becomes easier because they have a better understanding of it.
Yeah.
And we can't tie them to the same rules we had when we were growing up.
Absolutely not.
Because those things don't exist.
I mean, to whomever that have to break down this news to your kid of whatever past it is that you were past, that's going to be a tough conversation, and I wish you nothing but the best.
I wish you nothing but the best, man. Because that's going to be I couldn't even imagine.
I'll tell you, when was all the like BLM George Floyd stuff? That was what, 2000? So my daughter was probably like 9, my oldest. And she called me and asked me. No, she didn't even call me. Her mom called me and was like, "Hey, all this stuff is going on. She's asking questions. I feel like you're the right person to talk to her about it." So at 9 years old, I had to explain to my daughter what racism was. 9.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, 9 years old, I had to explain to her what racism was. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that. Like a 9-year-old should not have to worry about what somebody thinks about her because of the color of her skin, and she shouldn't have to worry about having to develop an opinion about that. But it's just the age we live in.
So interesting. My son's super light skinned. He always calls me black. He's like, "Daddy, you're black." I'm like, "You know what, son? You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right."
My daughter uses actual like skin tones. The 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be like, she'll talk about her mom's mom and my mom. She's like, "Well, I got a pink grandma and a brown grandma." And I'm like, but she has no idea what she's saying, right?
Right.
But it's like, she's just like, she looks pink, she looks brown, like that's it.
Right.
No, I love it. And I mean, like, it really sucks at this age, you know, to be dealing with all that bullshit, to be honest. I mean, like, look at us, right? Two minorities coming together, and we have hella fun. And then if anything, like, bro, like, our relationship has grown fucking 10x.
10x,
bro. We see each other every fucking week.
Yeah.
Every week, non-stop.
Absolutely.
And while we now don't speak every single day, we still tap in on the week, though.
Always.
Absolutely.
I'm sure always in the meme or something.
Yeah, meme.
Straight up. That's when you know it's real. That's when you know the relationship is real, man.
Well, it's not even just a meme. Like, the thing is, it's like we understand that we come from different walks of life.
Beauty of it.
And we understand the difficulties that we each have had, whether it be fatherhood, whether it be life, whether it be business. We share wins, we share ideas, we promote each other. Like, it's just, but do you think this is tough to find in today's day and age? This type of the relationship?
Yeah.
I do think it's tough. I don't think it's tough at the same time, because when you position yourself on social media as such, the right people will come to you. If you position yourself as an authentic person and you promote yourself as just a real individual, 9 times out of 10, those people will gravitate to you, and it will allow you to build those relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was found through social media. You know what I'm saying? This was all set up through social media. So I feel like through social media, it's easy. In real life, it's going to be fucking hard.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you say social media and it's not like the bar or the this or the that.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. And it goes like, if we were just talking about, is social media ruining lives?
Yeah.
This or this. I'm like, but on the other spectrum, it's bringing people together.
At the end of the day, it really depends on how you consume it. At the end of the day,
how you produce it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we always go back to that, right? And we've said it before, time and a place, and full self-awareness. Because if you are someone that is just trying to pick up a camera and then you don't have the experience, and sure, your enthusiasm is through the roof, but you're not going to go up to an entrepreneur and be like, let me start your podcast. I mean, you could, you could, but the chances for you are very slim, and it always goes back to what is it that you're bringing to the table that everyone else has built. Yeah. So when it comes to that, either find homies that are hungry enough just like you and go through the grid and build some shit up.
Yeah.
But don't try to tap into higher circles when you haven't built shit yourself, and then have expectations of people opening doors for you when you haven't done the work.
I agree and disagree with that.
Okay.
Because I feel like you should tap into higher circles. I feel like, and the expectation that, and this is a personal thing, so everything that I'm saying is completely anecdotal, and it's completely just because this is my opinion. I don't think you're wrong. I think you are right in several cases. But anytime I tap into a new circle or a higher circle, if you will, it's not really to gain anything financially or like any type of like substance.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I mean.
But
I'm directing to the people that are trying to seek to elevate themselves without you. It's undeniably that you've done the work.
Yeah.
You've already done something for yourself. Typically, we find the lower 20-year-olds, 18, 17-year-olds that haven't done nothing. That's who I'm referring to more, as in expecting to get that opportunity without having anything. Tap into the hires. I tap into the hires all the time. But again, self-awareness of what it is that you're tapping for.
Yeah, because I think the opportunity is just being in that room.
Yeah, but in order to get in that room, you have to bring something to the table, baby.
You don't always have to bring something to the table.
I think you do.
Yeah, no, I disagree with that.
I think you do.
No, because, okay, hold on. The way I think of it is this. You don't always know what you have to bring to the table until you get in that room. Now, that doesn't mean that you are bringing something to the table initially, because you can just start out sitting at the table.
I agree with you, by the way. I was disagreeing with him.
Oh, okay.
No, I feel like here's why.
Messy, bro. He's messy, bro.
Here's what I say. Say if I'm a high level entrepreneur, I've made millions of dollars. I need you have to bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? Because time is money once you have. I'm all for giving everybody an opportunity, but what have you shown to even inquire about that opportunity? So do you have a portfolio? You have to bring something. You can't. I'm not just gonna let just anybody. Hey, you want to come in this room? Okay. You know what I mean?
In the scenario that Nico was speaking, this last portion is where I agree with him.
Yeah.
If you, for example, you tapped into higher levels, or I tap into higher levels, and we get the invitation to be in the room. And I've said this before, you learn to shut the fuck up because you don't know what you're doing, because it's higher rooms, and then you just stay put.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're able to bring to the table, but because you have done the work previously and you know you have an arsenal of ammo, it's like, okay, what is it that I've been able to do because I stood quiet and I learned? Now let me go ahead and actually contribute to the table. And maybe because I'm bringing my tributes, they'll let me be part of the tribe.
And I think what happened to me this weekend is a perfect example of that.
What happened?
That's my dude, man. Oh man, he's a solid fucking dude.
I knew we need to have him.
Yeah, and him even inviting me to come to a workout with him. I was there to work out. Maybe catch some knowledge on the way, but you guys know I'm a relationship type of person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't always have to bring something, to bring yourself. We could talk, we could vibe, but then it turned out there are ways that I can help him. I didn't know that walking into it. You know what I mean? But being in that room and having that conversation.
Your energy is what you brought.
Exactly.
That's what you brought to the table. That's what I mean.
That's fair.
You feel me? Because there's been plenty of times where I've never made nearly as much money as the rooms that I've been invited to. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't because it was just because of who I was. You know what I'm saying?
You guys are just devaluing what you guys bring to the table because your personal brand, yes, sure, energy, absolutely, everything. But you've done a phenomenal job building your brand so far, man.
Appreciate you.
And you need to keep I know trials and tribulations. It's part of the creator journey and all of that we've talked about. And you, man, you're a fucking model. Your energy, sure, but what you've been able to build not only on your personal brand and then this past 4 or 5 years with LO, man, you guys need to give more credit to what you've done. That's why this high level people are tapping in.
You know, it's funny. I had that thought today, and it was actually one of the topics we actually kind of have on there. And I think I pinpointed why, because obviously I've been struggling with this shift in social media.
I'm still waiting for this shit.
I know you are.
I know. I was going to tell him.
I'm waiting for it too.
I'm so tired of seeing pump cover Poppy.
I'm waiting for it too. But the thing that I realize is like I've been this moniker for so long that I haven't necessarily been my authentic self. Like I've been my authentic self, but I haven't shown all of me.
I see the transition though,
and true authenticity.
I see it.
It's happening.
I peep it.
But the thing is this: it's like I'm finding myself again, and how I want to show that. Because, bro, like,
and how old are you?
33.
Y'all, audience, you guys hear that?
I don't be talking about that, bro. Why you?
Hey, no, I'm saying it's
never
okay.
Too late. It's never too
okay.
late.
It's never too late to find yourself. I had to find myself at 35 again.
Bro, I think for
it's never too late.
But the idea that you're one person is fucking insane.
Yeah, no, bro. I say 3. Who you are, and who you're becoming are 3 different people.
Yeah, but throughout the time that continues to go. String theory.
Yeah, it's clip.
My 20 lives, right? I live 20 lives, man.
Would you say a monkey somewhere finish a 1,000-piece Harry Potter puzzle?
No, but you know, we change and we grow.
And you know what actually showed me that? I remember we had the one episode we talked about Coltrane, and Coltrane was kind of the start of that for me. But he's extremely raw, and that's not who I am. But like things like I show my seriousness a lot on the internet, but I don't show my funny side and shit like that. But as y'all know, bro, Leo Skeppy is my fucking dude right now, bro. And everything he touches is gold. And he is just so authentically him. I'm like, damn. Someone like me who's created a personal brand, who has growth and has worked with major brands, I'm like, damn, I wish I could be like him.
Man, like for example, it goes back, and not that you cannot. What I mean is, you see this dude, and he has that it factor.
Yes.
Because I can guarantee you that's just him 24/7.
Oh, 24/7.
Like, that's just him. I could guarantee you that even before social media, he was probably like the sassy ass dude in a coffee shop, like throwing a fit.
Loud,
you know,
loud.
and that's just him. And it's so funny. You were thinking, you just said about reinventing yourself. This morning, I'm driving over here, and I'm just thinking, it's like, well, I'm 35, you know, and I got 5 years, I feel, and then I hit 40.
Yeah,
40 for sure is a fucking milestone.
God damn, don't talk about it.
I'm excited for that shit, bro.
Yeah,
I'm very excited, but I'm thinking to myself, man, that's 5 years. And then once I hit 40, my goal, everything's already defined. You guys have heard it. Yeah. Sitting down, cup of coffee, rain. You've heard it. Mm-hmm. Very well defined. But they always say, fuck the plan B. But my plan B realistically is at 40, I could just reinvent myself.
Yeah. Be whoever the fuck you want.
And then I've been able to build everything that I've been able to build in like 7 years without having the knowledge that I have right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, bet. I just gonna keep doubling down on myself.
And I think that shit's so funny, bro, because even so, not the 4th, this past Saturday, one of my friends, my close friends, his parents was in town. I'm pretty in good with his family, wanted to see him and stuff like that. He's like, he's taking his parents around. Dude, he's DJing out of Tempe. He's doing all this stuff. I'm like, hey, what are y'all doing after? Because I'm not really trying to hit the party, bro. And he said, oh, well, we're going over to such and such house. We're going to have like a little pool party, blah, blah, blah. Bro, my response straight up like this. Bro, I'm 33 years old. I ain't going to a house party. He's fuck, I look like 33 years old in a house party, bro.
Oh my.
Okay. But okay, well, here, let me ask you this, because
hey, there's levels of house parties though.
There is. Well, this is where I'm going. So this is where I'm going exactly, because I remember you guys said, "Hey, I love to get my dance on and all of that, and I love to have." Trust me, man. I'm the same way. I'm Latino, man. I don't know, bro. I got very, very lucky. I'm Mexican. I'm Costa Rican, and then I'm married to a Colombian, bro.
Them hips don't lie, do they?
So
you fucking move.
So it's there, bro. So like it's there, and the whole cultural mix up is just
Threw him off.
Yeah, you fucking did, bro. I'm trying to take a moment back.
But I think for me, it's just like that maturity level. Like, and I'm speaking to it as a point of
there you go,
reinventing yourself, right? Because, bro, 23-year-old Nico would be like, oh yeah, we pulling up. 33 is like, bro, like it's already getting late.
So the
like,
question that I
don't
had
like
for you
I like
guys,
anymore.
The question that I had for you guys is, then what is more of you guys' vibe now? Is it because I mean you say 33 to a house party, bro? I do the same thing when it comes to like a club. I haven't stepped into a club like forever.
That's my own personal expectation.
Okay,
you know what I mean. I'm gonna say this. I don't generally subscribe to social norms.
Mm-hmm.
I decide with the evidence I have in the world what I feel like is right or wrong for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
personally, if it doesn't fit with my vision of that, then fuck, I look like 33 years old at a house party.
So when do you loosen up? When is it the right party?
Well,
I'm gonna go to parties until I'm fucking 50, dog. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna have a good ass time.
Hold on.
I'm gonna dance like I'm fucking 25. I'm a gig. I'm gonna get my gigs off until I can't gig no fucking more, bro. You know what I'm saying? But
there's a difference.
There's a difference. I'm not going with a bunch of knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to
a house party.
Who think like me.
Like-minded. No shit is gonna pop off randomly.
You know what I mean? A lounge, play some reggaeton, some Afro beats. You know what I'm saying? Like
hookah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. I'm not going to I'm probably not gonna go to a club, but like if I go to a lounge and everybody's,
I'm more like at the house party vibe like that. Like let me get my boys or like-minded people. Yes,
that's different.
Not like a house party where nobody knows each other.
A bunch, like,
random ass people,
flyer party,
flyer party. I'm not going to that. I'm not going to that.
That is like 2006, 09.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
And that's the thing. Like they all just came from where he was DJing at a club. Brunch spot, so like I don't know what debauchery going on, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that, bro. I got another homie, his birthday's coming up, and they all shout out to him, bro. They got a mansion party going on, and they're a bunch of young motherfuckers like doing their movement, and it's cool. And he invites me, bro. I'm like, fam, like I'm not pulling up to that. There's too many motherfuckers on this flyer. Because you can't tell me who all going. So
no, facts. I need to know who all going. Because these young guys these days be crashing out, bro.
Yeah.
Like over nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I'm not fighting no more, bro.
Nah, it's not even. Yeah, but I'm always like, I'm gonna try to live my life to the absolute fullest, bro.
Yes.
I want to keep my youth until I'm 60, 70. I can't walk no more, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
sometimes that shit just look different now.
Yeah, it looks different now. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. You know, it's very interesting to think about because there's had moments where I'm like, dude, I'm 35. Like I shouldn't be doing this, and I'm like, I'm 35. Why the fuck not? You know what I mean? I'm not. I'm still young, bro. I still feel young as fuck. Even like my mentality is a different. But I still feel like so youthful. You know what I mean?
I love that, man. And I've always had admiration for people that could genuinely stay kids at heart.
Yeah.
The other day, man, it kind of like fucked me up a little bit too because I used to be like the funny ass kid, bro. Like I used to be the clown. I used to make everybody laugh and make like stupid ass, like nothing dorky, stupid as fuck. That. You know what I mean? But like, I was like legit. I was like the funny homie of the clique.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like little by little, just expectations from society, from family, myself. Just little by little, bro, my brand, yes, everything that we've built. And I mean, there is, unfortunately, I don't know, it's a journey. And who knows, probably I have to rediscover myself at some point as well and see how I could do this. Because even then, I'm very sure you guys notice a degree of seriousness when it comes to who I am.
Yeah.
And a lot of my homies, for example, throughout me becoming who I am, little by little, it's not that people can't fuck with me, because like I'll have fun, I'll roast you, and then we'll go back and forth and all of that. But there's fucking levels, and I have some other homies that don't know levels, and they fuck around, like they say comments about their wives or like comments about their mom. Oh, don't fuck around when it comes to my wife or my family.
Wife, family, moms, I don't do them.
And then
don't bring that over here.
Yeah. So it's very sometimes it's tough, man, because I do remember me back in the day, and I remember how eager I was to grow up, because I always wanted to be like my pop. And growing up was probably like the biggest fucking scam that ever happened.
I don't know, bro. People say that, but I love this shit. I hate bills and taxes.
That's
bills
right.
And taxes. Bro, you know what, motherfucker? I built this shit. Big brick by fucking brick. That's me, bro. I love this shit, bro.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not growing up. When I say growing up, I mean it more in the term of what society gets serious, and, you know, like don't fuck around. And that kind of deal is like, man, shit.
But like that's what I mean when I say like I don't really fuck with like social norms, and I don't generally fuck. Because honestly, if you see me, like we talk every day. We haven't like hung out the way we want to hang out, because we all been busy and shit like that. But if you see me with my core group of friends, bro, this is context, because maybe when I'm saying I'm 33, when I'm doing a house party, I paint myself a little different. I'm immature as hell. Yeah. Bro, I am the roaster of the group. I am like, I'm gonna crack a joke. Yeah. I don't take things seriously, but that's just me. I feel like, bro, I've gone through a lot of shit in life. Yeah, I've gone through a point where I was super A-type, super or type A, however y'all want to say. I don't care, and super like regimented, and things were strict. Especially, dude, my beginning years of the military. I had a good time, but everything was like. When you're Air Force, they call you airman. It was like the whole airman concept. So you had to perform at work. So I'm doing 10 to 12 hour shifts at work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You had to do volunteer work. So I'm doing volunteer work. I'm in college. I've got a kid. I've got a wife at the time. Yeah. You know, like I'm doing all these things. And bro, I crashed. But at those points, I realized life doesn't have to be serious to accomplish everything you want.
Agreed.
You can still enjoy life. You can still be funny, have a good time, go have a drink. It's like even, and that even points to why I'm having so many issues with social media. Because when I was doing the fitness thing, I felt like I couldn't post those things. I couldn't show people that was part of my life because I'm a fitness guy. But now I'm at the point where like I'm reverting back, and like, dude, like you've always been like, fuck all this. Like I'm going to show you who I am, and if you accept it, you accept it. You don't, you don't.
I mean, like, even people like you who have a strong will and straight mentality when it comes to who you are and whatnot, you still get wrapped up with these issues, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's so funny that you say these things. Like, literally while I was driving here, my community, they sent me my video. Remember that video that I had? It said, get your fat ass up. They sent me that video in my community chat. They like, and I was like, I started laughing. Like, T, we need more videos like this. I'm like, fuck, bro. It's like, this is the funny side. You know what I mean? It just you saying all that, like, you know, we do have to show our, you know, our personalities and the funny shit, bro. And because again, it relates back to being human. You know what I mean? We're trying to build brands, and they're obviously, mine's a more serious brand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But 90% of the time, you guys see me, I'm laughing, bro. I'm a goofy ass dude, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Voice notes, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really a goofy ass dude. My community knows that. You know what I mean? It was funny when Jazzy came in. He was like, He was like, I was like, bro, I'm lazy, but I'm motivated. He's like, really? Like you wouldn't, I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I like to work out. And I'm like, I'm very pushy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it done, but like, bro, I'm lazy. You know what I'm saying? But I like to have a good time. But I work out and I do these things so I can be lazy and be myself. You know what I'm saying? And I hate excuses, and I like accountability. That's my big thing. So like everything I talk about is about accountability, discipline, and being consistent, because those are the name of the fucking game. But I like to have a good time, bro. I smile a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think my pivotal point was when I got married, when I decided to be like in a serious relationship to a degree of getting married and having kids. I feel like that's when life kind of like slapped me and is like, all right, no more fuckery. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Because I mean, I get it, man. I used to love house parties, bro. Like house parties in the Valley, in California, San Fernando Valley. Oh my God.
Oh, bro, man. I grew up in New York. We were turning that bitch up.
And I mean, like, that was my thing. That was my thing. But it was just me. I didn't have nobody to worry about. And just like you, T said, right? Once you hold your kid, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's a realization.
It's two lives depend on what it is that I'm doing. I can't be, and it doesn't mean always like partying and drinking and all of that, but it slowly, I don't know. It slowly turned my flame down, because it's not that it's out, but for sure it turned it way down.
You know, I also hate the narrative of like, because you're a parent.
I was just about to say that. You know what I mean? I go ahead. Just go ahead. I agree. You know, like it's weird because I'm in a place where I'm like, fuck, dude. Like I got to be like a dad. You know, I got to turn it down a little bit. But I'm like, bro, like I thrive off having a good time. You know what I mean? That like gives me life. So I feel like we don't need to like lower ourselves, even though we are parents now. We do have responsibilities, but that doesn't mean we take a back seat because we have kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm starting to learn that more and more.
So I just feel like I always say my parenting structure is a little different than most people. Like, I like to show my children structure, but the ability to have a good time.
I love that.
You know, like, this is what's right and what's wrong. And I can be your friend, but also understand the boundary of I am your father.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to understand.
Yeah, there's definitely a boundary. That's why I have my son. I'm like, I think I harp on more like, I love you, dude, but I'm your dad, bro. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna coddle you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna, you know, even though he's 5, you know what I mean? I try to like, I'm almost sometimes a little bit too like hard. You know what I'm saying? I catch myself doing it, and it frustrates me because I see sometimes I see my father in me. You know what I mean? And it's like, fuck, you know, is that the right thing to do? You know what I mean? Am I doing the right thing? And it's a weird realization when you start seeing yourself and how you were raised. Yeah. You try to apply those same things to your child, but at the same time, you know what would also hurt you. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like a thing that we do like subconsciously because that we were just conditioned that way. Yeah. And so I think recognizing it is half the battle. And it's something like I had to like learn and like sit back and be like, damn, okay, like tone it down, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know you expect this out of your child. I'm like, and I have to remember, I'm like, he's only 5. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like trying to like, you know, because I've seen how other kids have, or like they're on their shit. You know what I'm saying? But all kids are different. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I'm like, if this kid can do it too, I know I can get my kid to do it too. But it's like, it's not the case. You know what I'm saying? It's like having to come to that realization, and me being such a black and white person, like either you get it done or you don't, is like, it's tough. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, trying to find that. My dad was hard on me, man, but he loved me. I knew he loved me, but he was hard on me, bro. And like, I appreciate that when I got older. Yeah. But now it's like, yeah, you know, you can be, you know, hard and have these expectations, but we also, you know, you got to be able to become emotionally intelligent and understand and allowing your child to process feelings and stuff like that. Yeah. That's a big thing for me, is like allowing, like, cause I'm like, my son cries about different. I'm like, bro, like, why? Like, you know, like, don't, like, you don't need to cry about that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, he doesn't even know what a fucking emotion is yet. It hasn't even developed. Yes. He doesn't even know what crying means. It's just something that happens. He just knows he's sad. He just knows. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. That's it.
One thing that kind of like put me straight, I came across a saying, your child, it's a kid. Yeah. And you are the grown up.
Yeah.
And you losing your shit, what does that say about you, bro?
Exactly. Bro, that's fucking 100%.
Exactly.
100% real. 100% real, bro. I could not agree more.
And yeah, man, like it's social media.
Yeah.
Right? Social media, sometimes, again, the way you're using it, how is it helping you out to realize truthness and not false expectations of some random shit?
Absolutely.
I came across this post, and since we're talking about parenthood and kids and everything, I wanted to share it with you guys. It says, I'm 85 years old, and somehow I woke up in my 36-year-old body just for one day. This time I knew what to treasure. I hear a tiny voice before I open my eyes. Mama, wake up. I blink, and he's standing there. Bedhead, pajamas, pants too short. It's my little boy. He's small again. He climbs into bed with me, laughing. He wraps his arms around my neck. And he used to check the clock. Rush the morning. I used to check the clock. Rush the morning. But not today. Yeah. I walk to the mirror. No gray. No wrinkles. No aches in my knees. Just me. 36. Tired. But strong. I whisper, you didn't know how radiant you were. But you were. My husband is in the kitchen making coffee. He smiles when he sees me. Younger, softer, so familiar. I wrap my arms around him this time, and I don't let go quickly. We used to rush past each other. Today, I hold him close and whisper, thank you. The kitchen floor is sticky. There's Legos under the floor, socks on the counters. And I used to sign, feel behind, get frustrated. But now I just stand still and I just soak it all. My little son chatters all through breakfast, stories about superheroes and questions about monsters. But this time I listened, but I really, really listened. No phone, no distractions, just him and his beautiful, curious voice. In the car, he sings loudly, he kicks the seats, spills his snacks. I used to snap. Now I smile and I enjoy the moment. Because one day, this seat will be empty. And I'll miss this noise. In the evening, I pick up the phone and I hear my mom's voice. Tears fill my eyes before I even said a word. I forgot how much comfort lives in her voice. We talked about nothing. The weather, what she's cooking, but it means everything. I tell her I love her again and again, and I don't want to hang up. At bedtime, I didn't rush. He picks up his favorite superhero book, the one I've read 100 times. But tonight, I read every single word slowly. And then I ask, one more? And he nods. I don't want this night to end. He whispers, you're the best mom.
What's up, bro? Talk to us. How you feeling? What emotions that bring up, bro?
A whole lot.
Well, something just hit you. Talk about it.
What I'm feeling too.
Tell us what hit you, bro.
Let me finish it, and then we'll continue. He whispered, "You're the best mom." I hold his hand, kiss his soft cheek, and whisper, "How proud I am." His lashes flutter, his chest rises and falls, and I just watch, soaking it all in. Tomorrow I'll wake up 85 again, and he'll be grown, busy, bigger, out in the world. But tonight, sorry guys.
Good,
You're
bro.
good, bro.
But tonight I got this precious moment. And now I know. This was joy.
Hey, let's pause this because we got something to unpack before we can move on. We got to unpack this before we move on, bro. What's going on?
Man. When I read it, it messed me up initially. And I saved it for you guys. But I was not expecting it to hit me the way it did right now again.
Well, what's hitting you?
I'm just realistic, bro.
Yeah.
I'm realistic. Sometimes you get so wrapped up in the day-to-day.
Bro.
And
I just want you to understand this moment right here is about you, okay? So understand that you got your brothers here, sitting here with you, and this is why we created this platform. We want to show people how human people are, no matter what they got going on, right? And we always talk about our relationship when we're on here and how close we are with each other. And I just want you to know, T and I both want to give you this moment for you to be able to unpack what you got going on and understand that your feelings are valid.
Is just a constant battle. I think every entrepreneur lives it. To me, it just hits me harder because I try to be present, and sometimes because of the lack of time and knowing how to manage things properly, I have found myself just not showing up how I'm supposed to. So T said right now, half the battle is recognizing the issue. And I rather recognize it right now that my kids are still little.
Yeah.
And not wake up being 85. So we've said it. Smart men learn from their mistakes, but wiser men learn from others.
Yeah.
So it's just something I came across. You see, like it got me, like I said, it got me emotional when I first came across it. I was going to share it with you guys, but I was not expecting it to hit me again the way it just did, and well, there you have it.
Yeah, that's powerful, bro. That's powerful.
Sir.
Well, what do you think you could do better?
I think we're on a good route. It's just making sure we're setting boundaries for the things that need to be. Again, you get so wrapped up in the whole entrepreneurship, and I've said if it wasn't because of my kids and everybody around, I don't think I would be grounded. Yeah. And I feel myself not being too grounded recently. So when I see posts, and not only that, right, the lack of of support system when it comes to at least having your family around.
Yeah.
And those are, yeah.
I just want to point out, you're a great father, bro. You're a great father. I think, man, time escapes you so quickly, and we're all fucking victims to that. But knowing you, I know you're very self-aware. And bro, you can't make up for time lost. All you can do is, in the future, do better.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I guess this kind of situations hit me right now is because I get to see that my kids are little.
Yeah.
And I'm catching myself drifting, and this kind of situations are the ones that make me realize, you know.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to throw it to T, because my boy over there got real quiet.
Nah, I just feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Talk about it, too.
Shit is hard, dog.
There you go, bro.
Yeah.
Shake him back, bro.
Take a moment.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, these are the moments you can't run from, right? These are the inevitable. And we go through it because that, man, I've cried so many tears on this topic, man. I mean, me being a dad, my only kid that's in the same city as I am and that I get to see frequently is the baby. You know what I mean? So I miss out on a lot. But at the same time, you know, the baby has her own room at my spot. Her sisters, you know, they all have a room at my spot. And, you know, when they're not there, it's hard. Bro, I'll tell you the truth. I don't go in that room when they're not there.
Yeah, my dad used to tell me the same thing.
And I know it's an avoidance because, bro, I think about it every day. One day they're going to be grown and they're not going to need me. You know, one day I'm not going to be here and they're going to be on their own.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it just lets everybody know that there's absolutely no script when it comes to this whole parenthood. Yeah. So, again, we talk about social media, setting some fake standards and whatnot. It just shows you everybody, we all deal with our own demons. Me, as a grown-up, I started realizing that most of my demons as a kid, they started showing up once I became a parent.
Yeah.
And it's circling back to what T said. Because when I was in my 20s and it was me alone and I had absolutely no worries or anything like that, bro, I thought I was fresh. I was, you know, like, oh man, like I'm not letting anything face me. Mm-hmm. And that's why I say when reality hit, when my kid was born, all of those demons started showing up.
Yeah. Bro, I love this topic, right? Because this is something that I wanted to bring it up before we got back into it when T was talking about it. What's not talked about enough in our space is kind of becoming that single dad. And, you know, I'm in that world, you know, or have been, or however you want to spin it. You know, when it comes from a point where you have a partnership and you both are sharing responsibility for the child to the point where you have them on your own now. And you have to figure out how to be a solo parent, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to figure out how to be a solo parent. You start realizing very quickly how those demons impact the way that you parent. That's why I parent the way that I do, because, man, I'll tell you, and y'all know I'm pretty candid with my emotions. And I remember crying one night just trying to figure out, like, yo, what am I doing wrong? Because it's not that I was doing anything wrong. I felt like I was doing something wrong. And it got to the point where I realized, like, though I may be extremely happy with the way I turned out and where I've come to in life, you know, there were very severe parts of my childhood that really impacted me that I never unpacked. And there were a lot of things that were not okay with my childhood. And I thought that was the only way I knew how to raise a child. But I wasn't comfortable with that because I wasn't comfortable with my upbringing. So it kind of actually hit me when T was talking about how he sees his dad and the way he parented sometimes. And I don't know where he's at with it now, how he feels. So I don't want to speak about that for him. I want him to be able to speak on that. But I saw myself parenting almost the way my mom did. Mm. And I wasn't comfortable with that because I didn't enjoy that. So that's when I realized, man, you can never raise your child the way you were raised. You need to raise them the way that they require. Because like T said, not every child is the same.
Yeah. Yeah, the same. I find a lot of familiarity in what it is that we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, the topic of me having to unfortunately cut my mom, it gets me, man. Like it's my mom's, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing. Like sometimes, like you don't cut people because you're upset. You cut people because of you have self-respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just the reality of, I mean, of what it is. I don't know, man. I was going to tell you, I was reading it completely fine with no fucking emotional situation going on. And then I get my head up and I see Nico getting all teary-eyed and shit. And then I see Terrell getting all serious as well. And then I slide onto the next one, and it was a more profound message, and it just fucking completely destroyed me. So you're the one to blame, man, because the energy was all the way up.
Hey, you know, I
shit at home.
Yeah,
it really at home.
Yeah,
you know, because I like while you're saying this, I'm looking at my son in front of me. You know what I mean? Like imagine I'm looking at him. It's like you work so hard to like provide, be a role model. It's like you never know, like trying to balance it. It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
You know, the balance we talked about, the balance will never be perfect, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a bad dad. It doesn't make you incompetent. It doesn't make any of that, bro. But I think it's about, and this is personal once again, and from my experiences, like, dude, you know, I travel for months at a time, you know, and yeah, I FaceTime my daughter frequently. I FaceTime my daughters frequently. But, bro, what relationship do you have with him? Do you have one where you could talk to him and explain to him, this is why Dad's doing these things?
Absolutely. Our love relationship is amazing. You know what I mean? I know I could do better, you know? And it's like, it's hard. I'm just trying, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like, you know, my wise, like since I was 20, before he was even born, you know, I never wanted my son to look outside of his home for a role model. So that expectation, I don't like expectation, but I've placed my expectation on myself for that for so long. That's kind of ingrained. Yeah. And trying to reach that.
Do you think that's wrong?
I think I could do better. You know what I mean? I think I could do a lot better. And it's like, yeah, you know, it's also like trying to take on like, you know, you are building, I'm a people person. I'm building relationships. So I'm an empath. So I'm constantly taking on other people's problems and emotions, you know what I mean? And trying to help and solve. And I have him taking on, you know, so it's a lot.
Yeah.
It gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
The main issue that I always have, and the reason why I react the way I react, is because of the same situation. We are relationship builders. We are business owners. And without one, our family doesn't get fed.
Yeah.
So it's that constant weight on our shoulders of, how can I provide properly and still show up for my family the right way? And I've brought this up before as well. And I said, unfortunately, I find myself from time to time noticing that my household, my family, my kids get secondary energy, and it shouldn't be like that. So it's not that, man, I don't want it to be portrayed as like, oh my God, what is it? Like, are you not showing up for your kids? No. I'm always my kids, I have the greatest fucking relationship with my kids, but us as leaders, as people that always are looking for progression, always, and is good. Maybe we could tie it back to what we were saying, the mental health when it comes to the expectations, entrepreneurship, and fatherhood, right? A balance and everything. You just find yourself getting pulled too much to one side.
Yeah.
And because we're wired to be always on that constant search for our better selves, we identify gaps of where we're lacking and we try to compensate, but we also have expectations of ourselves, and it fucks us up. It fucks us up.
And I think it's funny because I look at it and everything we talked about kind of leads to this topic.
Yeah. I did not expect all this. I did not come in. Holy shit, bro. I'm not even, Jesus.
But it's like when we talk about it, right? Like we talked about balance versus sacrifice. You know, that's what parenting is. Like you find a balance for a little bit, but then you understand like bills got to get paid. I got to make sure that I'm providing for them and they have a future. So that sacrifice comes into play, and that sacrifice might happen for a while until you get there. You know what I'm saying? Even comparison, like we see other dads and we see how they interact with their children. You're like, damn, like I need to be more present in this way or that way. I think it is very tough to be able to sit there, especially when everyone has an opinion on parenting, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very tough to sit there and be like, okay, well, this is what works for my household. And when I see a requirement or a need for more for my child, this is what I'll do, right? So I'll be very candid. With my kid, I used to have her multiple times throughout the week, and then every other weekend, her mom and I split time. My work schedule's changed. I used to work during the morning. Now I work during the night. So it's very difficult for me to have that balance of having that time with her and in the same capacity, right? So my balance between that, dude, I FaceTime my kid damn near every day. Y'all saw, like, she called me before we started.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit of that on camera too.
You know, and like that's just, but that's also who she is, right? Like I raised my children, or co-raise, if you will, my children to be able to be vocal with what they want. Like I promise you, if I didn't pick up that phone, I would have got a message, Daddy, what are you doing? Why aren't you calling me back?
Could have blown you up. That's my son.
I promise you, I got FaceTime freaking voicemails like, yo, what are you doing? Like,
oh, that's coming from me, man. I got 2 baby girls too, man.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like I think people fall into this trap of you have to be perfect, and it's the comparison. This is the killer portion of the comparison, because we have all these parenting gurus and all this and all that, but it's not one size fits all, man.
Yeah, no, with that being said, guys, I mean, I'm glad that the conversation got here organically. To be honest, I don't even know where to friggin' pivot this conversation from, man, because like, you know, I believe this should be it, you know, but T said it. Last thought, you were about to say something. Go ahead, drop it.
I came in this with a whole different, like, you know, like, it hit me like a fucking sack of bricks, dog. I was like, I need a minute, bro. That shit was kind of heavy.
Well, who was the one that got you,
Jazzy? It was just when you said, the second you said, in the story, I understood the story, and I was like, yes, I understand. But when you said, for me, it's like, it's about the day to day, and when you said, like, I catch myself, I knew exactly what you were talking about, bro. Yeah. I felt it like it just like that energy just like came all over me, and I just like, holy fuck, I feel you, bro.
Yeah,
I feel you, bro. And it's, you know, you know, I've recognized it before, you know what I mean? And it's just about recognizing and just getting better. It makes me want to just go home and throw my phone on the ground and just hug my child.
For example, you know that, sure, we know there are people out there suffering through the same things, but how does it make you feel that someone close to you now, all of a sudden, you realize that is going through the same thing?
If it makes you feel a lot better, you know what I mean? It makes you feel a lot better, and it's like, it's more eye-opening to know that, like, you know, someone close to you, you know, is just going through the same things, and, you know, it's not like, sure, you know, like, I don't have, like, I vent to people, you know what I'm saying, but having, you know, in person, like a lot of my people that I talk to is like old family. Like my brother's my best friend.
Yeah,
I can talk to him about anything. My boy James, you know what I'm saying. But having people like in your physical presence that you can talk to and have a conversation about and fully understand where they're coming from, it's a lot, bro. The energy is different. I couldn't even control that shit. I tried. I really tried. I was like, bro, I'm not about to do this right now.
that was me reading right now.
Bro. I was like, I am not about to do this right now, bro. And yeah, you know, it's refreshing, bro. I needed that. I needed to get that out. I think it's been building up.
It's good
for a while.
It's good.
So I needed to get that out. I feel much better. I feel much better now. You know, now it's just time for me to just be better.
Yeah.
It's one thing that, you know, to recognize, and one thing to actually act upon it. You know what I mean? My screen time is ridiculous because I'm building multiple things, creating multiple content. So I spend a lot of my time on my phone, and I know I recognize my son recognizes it, but then when you say it from a different age, just from another person, it's like, okay, fuck, bro. Like,
it's bricks.
Yeah, it hits a little harder too. You know what I mean? So thank you for that. Thank you for that story, bro. Thank you for sharing your experience.
Yeah.
I needed that more than you know.
All right, well, just to wrap it up, boys, let's go ahead and let them hear. Where could they find you, Nico?
At Pump Cover Poppy for now.
For now, yes, man. If you haven't followed the podcast, go back. What is it? Episode 2, 3, probably we addressed it.
Yeah, I've been fighting this, bro.
My goodness.
Battle. Demons.
We're waiting.
For my life.
T, go ahead, let them know.
Real TWCO, you know the vibes.
All right. Who is Steve Costa? With that being said, gentlemen, anything else before we wrap up?
Yes, man. Like always. Right here.
Sit on this couch.
Come sit on the crybaby couch with us.
Yeah, legit. Come cry with us, man.
Oh, I mean, this one was very definitely an emotional one. The last few have been emotional. But,
bro, like this was impromptu.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Goddamn Costa.
This was 100% impromptu. Yeah, this was.
Proud of us for pulling this one together, but.
And we said it, but I knew I had a piece that I needed to save, that it was going to be hyper relatable for all of us. Mm-hmm. And look at what it did.
Absolutely.
Facts. Well, subscribe, please.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if you're vibing and you feel the same vibe, subscribe.
If you're a parent, if you feel the same things, please leave a comment. And, you know, on your experience, we would love to hear about that. This is a safe space. You know, we're all learning life together.
Yeah.
There ain't no manual to this shit. We're just all trying to figure it out.
You know, there's no reason to hate in the comments. If you want to, that's also welcomed.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to learn a lesson.
That's a whole other segment.
Of the week.
That's a whole other segment.
Yeah. I'm a troll, so don't do it to yourself. But follow us. Hit that subscribe button. Turn that bell on. Get notifications.
Yes, sir.
Come sit on this couch.
We'll see you every Sunday.
On the next one.
Peace.
Peace.